Okay, Season of Ice.
It's good. I actually really look a location.
I know, right?
We're
Okay,
somewhere.
so I actually really love this cover. I love his pose. I think his pose is awesome.
I do like this one. This is one of the more dynamic poses we've seen him in. You can clearly tell he's gliding. He's not in like some weird, awkward running position or anything like that.
It
Um,
always looked like, because like he's on top of like, is that like an ice castle, I guess?
Maybe.
Yeah, it always looked like, but if you blur your vision a little bit, you can't tell like it's an ice castle. It's more like just kind of an ice structure, because to me it always looked like he was sliding down ice.
Yeah. Yeah, what I like is how we just have this whole elemental theme. It's seen all the way through from the background, the colors, the logo, everything just screams this blue and orange, very cold yet warm type of feel. You got that nice, like, afternoon kind of setting with the sky, which contrasts very heavily and very nicely with the ice structure that he's sliding on. The logo looks really, really cool, actually. It kind of seems to take inspiration from the Ripto's Rage, American, of course,
Yeah, I love
logo.
the logo with the Season of Ice, and it's all like cold and icy, like little sparkles.
What I like too is that it's so cold, it's like glowing, because you could see that the Spyro logo at the very bottom is glowing, I think, or it's being iced from the bottom, or it's
Yeah.
it's, it's glowing like this kind of blue. Which actually I did not mention this. I forgot to mention this as I was looking straight at it from a couple of the reunited stuff and OG Spyro, I think, 2. Like the metal plating for the 2 in the back of the logo. In the original box art, like it was kind of glowing with the fire at the very bottom of it, and then I think where Year of the Dragon was resting at the bottom of Spyro's name, kind of like this one for Reignited, you could see that there was heat coming off it, so like it was kind of
Yeah.
it's cool. I like that detail a lot.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I've always liked this cover. I thought this is one of the better ones.
It doesn't have like a whole lot going on with it, but it gets
But it
across
stands
what's
out.
yeah,
The
no, no,
colors are nice and it stands out.
yeah, it gets across what what it's going for and stuff like that. I have not played any of these. I've only played one that we'll get to later. These mainline Spyro, I say mainline, but these Game Boy games I actually haven't really played, so I should get on that.
Yeah, I didn't really play a lot of this. I mean, this is the one, like, of all the handheld games, this is the one I played the most of, but I didn't get very far.
Why do you think they felt the need to like? I'm just out of curiosity, not like I'm critiquing it necessarily. Um, in that fiery background in the logo, highlight the little Spyro scales on the S with that fire. You see how it just goes poof, off to the left?
I don't know, but I think it looks cool.
It does look cool. It's just a really weird little decision. But yeah, I mean, with all the particles coming down on Season of Ice, it looks good. I approve.
Yeah. Okay, and here is the Japanese cover of Season of Ice, also known as Spyro Advance.
Okay.
Look at this anime.
Oh my god. Okay, so you did show me a glimpse of this before. And I wish it was like completely blind for this right here, because I would have lost my shit even more. But every time I see this, I go, "Oh my god!" Like, where do we start with this?
Look at
Um,
Spyro. Look at Spyro. He's got like anime hair.
he
Like
does.
it's like one of them is like, one of the little spikes or spines is like drooping down in front of his eye.
Oh no, they're trying to do the sexy thing with him, where the hair goes in front of one eye. Um,
God.
I don't know. Let's see. Zoe's in the background. I
Zoe
don't.
is lifting her leg and you could see up her dress.
That I don't know. The legs are nice, but everything else I don't know. Where
Do
are
they
we?
think that Zoe is supposed to be the sexy character?
I don't know. There was some early design of her in the Hero's Tale manual. I looked at that and I went, whoa, she's cute though. So maybe they started to turn her into that slowly, I think. I don't know. Um, Here's another location. It's quite clear. I just don't know where it is because, again, I haven't played this game. Do you happen to know, like, where this setting is?
No.
Okay. Sparks looks cute. I like the way he looks.
Yeah, he looks awesome. I like how Hunter and Bianca are in the background running like a anime intro pose.
Oh, is that what's going on? Here, I gotta I'm gonna get close to the
yeah,
mic
they're
real
totally
quick. I'm
like
trying to see.
They're totally in the background like running. Here, let me
blow that up a little bit.
Yeah. Never mind, I can't.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I mean, I'll see it as I'm editing this, but like this is amazing. It doesn't get the theme along nearly as well as the American one does. This is just a very interesting specimen of a box art because I've never seen. First off, I've never seen this artwork straight up before for Spyro. This is amazing. This is weird. I don't know. It's like what was funny was that with the Spyro 2 Japanese box art, it was all of the background was like hand drawn and stuff, and it was all 2D. But all the models, the 3D renders, were just kind of placed in there. I guess this is what the result would be. The answer to the question, oh, what would an entire Spyro Japanese artwork look like with everything hand drawn, and in the Japanese, fully in the Japanese style, and we get anime Spyro. And this is amazing.
Also, what is up with Spyro's foot on his front right leg? Why is it twisting in that way?
I don't know. Maybe he's changing directions because you need to get his good side.
It just looks like awkward. It's like at a weird angle.
It's his card throwing hand. His blue eye summoning hand.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's kind of actually this is like what I was saying earlier with the American one, keeping up the tradition of putting him in a weird running pose. I was saying that like the other box arts for the original 3 games did, and like yeah, in anime 2D form, here it is once again returning in full force.
Oh my god. Well, they still got the nice logo going though.
That is true. They did return to just Japaneseifying the American logo. It's very digestible. You can digestive. I don't know. You can see it very clearly. It's all good. The colors are not clashing and looking all weird and whatnot. It's very much like the Japanese Spyro 1 box art, and I definitely approve.
But it's like it makes less sense in this situation because it's just called Spyro Advance. Like,
yeah,
the icy thing doesn't have anything to do with it in this case.
Again, that's just them trying to keep the theme within the logo, since, again, it's not really being portrayed in the artwork. But I suppose they just called it Spyro Advance because of the fact it was the first Game Boy Spyro game. So you can't exactly fault them for that, but on the other side of the coin, you kind of can, because the theme is just not there in the logo. Rather, the text. The logo itself, design-wise, that's the only thing that represents what the game's about, roughly.
Right. Okay, and then we got Season of Flame.
I always saw this one, I think, on the back of, like, Crash, Huge Adventure, or I think it was in Trance. It was probably Huge Adventure.
The weird thing is it's called Spyro 2 Season of Flame. Like, what's with the 2?
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Crash also did this with his Game Boy games. Crash Entranced is called Crash 2 Entranced, but the 2 was, like, so far back in there that you could, like, almost barely notice it. Except for the European box art where they just straight up put the 2 in the logo, so it's literally called Crash Bandicoot 2 Entranced. So because this is the direct sequel, they wanted to make it known, this was their weird way of making it known that these two are directly connected. So yeah. It just kind of hangs there like the Gateway to Glimmer logo. But it's reversed.
Right. I like how the logo is kind of like reversed, how the ice is like on top and the fire's on the bottom.
Yeah. Glowing once again, too.
I was going to say that. Right, but another thing I was going to say, his pose is more generic on this box art. I'm not like a huge fan of that like pose, I guess, as compared to the other one. Like, it's a fine pose, but as compared to the other one, it's not, like, as dynamic. But something I love about it is that his claw is on the Universal Interactive logo.
Yeah. Is there any kind of artwork that doesn't have the Universal logo on the little thing? And, like, what is he actually resting his paw on? Is it, like, a rock or something?
Yeah, that's what it probably is.
In terms of the pose, for me, I like it because it's just a very, like... First off, it's quite iconic now with some of the Reignited merch using it, some of the shirts and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I think as far as the tame poses go of him just standing there, he looks cool. You know, he still has that attitude. His wings are out. At least they're not, like, tucked in. And he doesn't look too just, okay, I'm standing here. You know, like, there's a little bit of a stance within his... A little bit of attitude within his stance there. So, is it just me, or are his yellow scales, and I think this happened on another box art too, and I didn't point it out, are the yellow ones going fully all the way down his back, down to his tail? That's what it looks like right here. That's
yes.
that's somewhat off model, because they end up going down into, like, less spiny looking purple scales, and that is a little off model there, I think.
Which you can still see. You can still see the little purple scales right there, but, like, the yellow spines are, like, going over it.
That's very strange. But as far as, like, post-Insomniac character renders go, like, this is up there as classic Spyro. This is a natural, like, next gen at the time upgrade over all those PS1 renders. This is, like, a very well recognizable look for him.
Yeah. I remember I didn't even know this game existed for a while.
The thing, okay, so like I said, now we're in locations. We're gonna start seeing more locations in these box arts, which is awesome. It might look a bit generic. I mean, you got a sky, you have this, like, little frozen wasteland. That volcano is pretty badass. I mean, the fact that it's going from, like, the lava's pouring into the cracks and seeping through, so, like, now it's about fire, and, like, it's coming out in the background. Something about that's actually really cool. Nothing looks intrusive or, like, covered up fully. Like, you can see the volcano, everything. There's no real negative space going on. There might have been if you didn't have the smoke coming out of the volcano, but I don't know. It might be a bit generic by today's standards. I mean, it pretty much is, but something about it is still, like, pretty cool. Like, at the very least, you could say it's, like, passable.
No, I still like it. I just said, like, Spyro's pose in comparison to Season of Ice was a little bit more generic. But that's, other than that, I like it.
That's pretty good.
This, to my knowledge, is the PAL box art.
Yes. It looks...
But I cannot confirm that.
Well, it looks like a fan mock-up, and that's where I was like... It kind of derailed us for a minute trying to look this up. I was like, hold on, is this real? Because, like, it's just... it's just him and... We're back to the void. I didn't know this. I was like, oh, I guess we're back into the void again. At least it's a purple-white gradient, but, Oh, so something about the European box arts, whenever they involve a fucking number, or they're like, okay, blow that motherfucker up, just slap him right on to the tail end of the Spyro name, and there it is. They did the same thing, like Gateway to Glimmer.
Yeah. So, I guess the logo doesn't look bad. It looks okay, I guess. And I'm not completely opposed to, like, characters' faces, like, taking up the whole, cover, as we'll see later. I'm not completely opposed to that, but there's something that bugs me about this particular model, and it's his teeth. I don't know what about it looks wrong, but something about his tooth, or just, like, his teeth, his mouth, something about it looks wrong.
Well, first off, he has a tiny mouth, to the Tasmanian tiger. Second off, he has a fucking...
He does. He has a side mouth.
Yeah, a side mouth. He has a fucking Dracula fang coming out. Like, what's the deal with
Well,
that?
I don't think that's the problem. It just something about it looks really weird. Like it's modeled weird.
I think it just looks like a big fucking vampire fang. um. Yeah, so this is where we have a bit of a difference of opinion. Like, finally,
His nostrils look like little flaps.
they always have, which I think is really funny. And when that one on the run
More
model,
so here.
yeah, they do. And when that one on the run model came out for Crash on the Run, that's one of the first things people were like, what happened to his nostrils? Like, they're all like in his snout now. They're not like above, dangling on top of his snout.
Right, they're regular.
Therefore, that makes it weird. Yeah, this is where like the difference of opinion, a slight, mind you, difference of opinion comes in. I don't really care for this close-up. It's very. This is generic. Talk about generic. Like, I don't think you can get any more. Like, okay, we're gonna slap a simple, not even like a flashy, weird, airbrushed, whatever design in the back. Just a background. There's a gradient. Slap Spyro, just blow him up, and just slap him on the box. Like.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's not much.
I mean, it doesn't look good. I'm not gonna say it looks good, but I'm not completely opposed to having a character's face on box.
No, because you know what? Do you know what? Yeah, but do you know what it reminds me of? Now that I think about it, those fucking re-releases of all the DVDs
DVDs where they just slap the character's face on it. Yeah, I hate that. I honestly hate how they're doing that because that just looks generic. But like on video games, sometimes it looks okay.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That's the feeling I get from this, and I fucking hate it because I love the original designs or like cases for like Shrek and Toy Story and all that. Now they just have them all fucking. Here's a close up of Buzz, Toy Story 2. Here's a close up of Shrek.
I like
1.
how they always choose a close up of a character that's not even like prominent in the movie or something.
Yeah, like I think Donkey represents like Shrek the Third or some shit. And it's like, all right, well, whatever.
Okay.
I don't like I heavily dislike those. Or what they'll also do for like the Avengers ones, they'll have like all the characters fully pose and whatnot, but then it's just a generic like gold background or red background with the logo slapped on, and it's like that doesn't what if you're gonna re-release these and whatever the case, why would you do this? I don't like it. It's so generic.
Man, I'd be completely okay with a re-release of Age of Ultron that was just Ultron's face on it.
Of course. You love your big robot men. This is just that's the feeling I get with this one in particular, and also one we'll be seeing in just a minute, so like I'm not much of a fan.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
There's not much to critique.
Okay. This is the American release of Spyro Enter the Dragonfly, and I like this box art, and I always have. I don't know why. There's something about it that just screams Spyro's on the PS2, and Ripto looks horrible.
So I guess between the time of the last game and its generic box art and this one, not only did we get more generic by having not even like a colorful background, just a gray background for what little we could see of it, and they blew Spyro up even more. Apparently he became Shang Tsung in between games, and now he's soul sucked Ripto into his eye.
Yeah. Oh my god, Ripto's model looks horrifying.
He's screaming in agony and pain. There's...
Isn't that the same model? That's not even like Ripto's render for this game necessarily.
No,
it's not. No, that's his. Is that his model from the Spyro 2 disc?
I don't.
The PAL disc. I was looking at the discs earlier today, and they actually look better than the box art. Which is weird because, like, oh, okay, PAL chose the wrong images to put on the disc and the box art.
I don't know. All I know is that he looks like he's in just never-ending, agonizing pain. Spyro's
the gray
happy with
background, though, is fucking stupid. Like, why is it gray? Why can't it be, like, blue or something?
I said you couldn't get more bland with the European Season of Flame. Apparently you can, because I think what they just did was they were modeling, like finishing up Spyro's model, posed him in their fucking program with the gray background, and then just screenshotted that, zoomed in real
I want to know what
close,
the rest
and
of this
bam.
looks like. What does like the rest of this image look like?
I don't know if there is one. I've never seen it. Yeah, if there was an actual pose that Spyro's doing, I don't know what it is. This, as we'll see with both versions of this game's artwork and all that, like, now we're starting to get into this little small era, just real quick, of these couple games where we're not exactly sticking to the theme that the game's titled after, what the
Yeah.
logo looks like. I like the logo. I actually love this Enter the Dragonfly logo.
Yeah,
It's so
the logo
good.
looks awesome. I love
It-
the double dragons on it.
Yes, it's very reminiscent of Spyro 3. It looks really good. I love that little, like, gong-looking thing in the background. It's all detailed and everything.
Yeah, they're really trying to get our attention with how cool the logo looks.
It is good. It's right there, smack dab on Spyro's forehead. It looks really nice. I just hate the fact that they didn't. I said they did. They could have done the freaking Spyro 3 European box art in like 2 minutes. This was done in like probably what 12 seconds.
Probably. No, they probably spent more time just like, trying to pose it correctly, like trying to place it correctly on the box art. Like, where exactly should it go? And they spent way more time than they should have.
Not much else to say. It's just Spyro's big ass face. Recto screaming for help.
It's fine though, because you know what? If you blur your vision, like, immediately this is Spyro because of the colors.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You got your reds, your golds, your purples, obviously. Like fucking 90% of this is purple. Because it's mostly Spyro's face. I mean, it's harmless. It's just so bland. To me, in my opinion.
That's fair.
Okay.
And this is the PAL one. This is, like, slightly better because it's not zoomed in as much.
Yeah,
I don't think this is bad.
we have a background again, somewhat. It's at least another gradient.
I think he could have been placed slightly more, like, downward, because for some reason, it just looks like he's bald, and that logo is just slapped on his bald head.
He looks, the way he's coming out at an angle, because we know what kind of direct pose this is and how he is positioned. First off, the fucking flaring nostrils is badass. I love it.
Yeah.
But the way he's positioned here at an angle looks like he's peeping out real quick into frame, like, hey, what's up? How's it going?
Yeah, right. He's just like, hey, how's it going, guys? Like, I'm badass, flaring nostrils. Like, he could have been centered a little more.
Yeah, no more Ripto. You have a lot of negative space that is barely covered by the Universal logo in the bottom right.
Right, because if that UI logo wasn't there, there'd be negative space, and nobody likes that. I know, I sure don't.
I mean, really, if you just kind of put more smoke to cover that part up from coming out of his nostril, that would have been fine, I suppose.
Or at least put Ripto there.
Somehow. Again, screaming for pay. Yeah, Mike Wazowski him with the fucking Universal logo. Slap it over his dumb face.
That would be funny.
Take the screenshot everyone gets of him from the intro of him just laughing and his mouth just opens hella wide, and then put the Universal logo in his mouth, and it'd be really funny.
I would love it if that exact image was on this box. Nobody would buy the game.
Because of that, specifically that.
Actually, people might buy the game just because they're curious on what the hell that was.
But yeah, I think actually, I'm gonna save this thought. If you can you please find that promo art real quick? Okay.
Oh, that looks really good. I like this.
Why couldn't this be the box art? What
This
the
should have been the
fuck?
cover. You're right. This is actually perfect. It's aligned, like, well, almost perfectly at the top. I was thinking, like, wow, is that aligned perfectly with how that is? But yeah, you're right. This
is
looks
so good.
awesome.
I love this. It's an image similar to this, if not this exact one. Was I think on the back again of another Crash instruction manual, but like this is perfect. You have a location. It looks nice. The sky looks great. The colors are amazing. You get Spyro's full badass flaming nostril flare of total rejection pose going on here.
Of total rejection. I would have preferred if Sparks wasn't there though, because that's like, is that a render from another game? I don't remember.
I don't know, but
Probably.
I mean, shouldn't Sparks be there to,
Well,
reflect
yeah,
the
but
theme?
like for some reason I feel like he it's like unbalanced because he's there.
Well, if they put him in another position, so here's the thing: it's just Spyro, and all of these, besides Ripto being sucked into his eye, it's just Spyro. And the reason why is because I'm sure they were just straight up not confident in putting in the other renders of the other characters because, number one, a lot of them barely have any time in this game because it was so rushed, like Hunter or Bianca or even Moneybags. They all actually Hunter makes the most appearances, but Bianca's only there for like a little bit. You only see Moneybags once, also because their renders don't look very good. So like, as we all know, they look horrendous actually. So like,
Pretty much everybody looks bad except for Spyro. He's the only one who looks all right.
I think they were the most confident in going, oh hey, we made some badass Spyro renders, but like we don't have time for renders for anyone else. The models we can't use because they look horrendous. I would love to have seen like in the background over there, way off in the distance, like Bianca or Hunter, or the other dragonflies to again really accentuate that theme. But this right here could have been a freaking amazing art cover.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't go with this.
Yeah, but then it would have prompted more people to buy it, and then more people would have realized how shitty the game is.
I mean, when I was a kid, I didn't care. Also, I didn't really know what a bad game was yet. All I knew was it was Spyro, and I said, I'm playing that shit, and then I played it. And sure, I recognized it was a bit different. It ran a little bit funkier than the other ones. I didn't care when I was like, what, 7?
I didn't realize that it ran funky. I realized that it had a ton of glitches, and I was like, this is not good. Am I going crazy? Are there, like, why does my game keep glitching like this? And then everyone was like, no, my game doesn't do that. And I was like, okay, I must be crazy. And then later it was just like, hey, this is a game that glitches a lot and is bad. And I'm like, okay, I wasn't crazy.
I mean, I had no concept of like glitches in games at this time, so I was just like, it never really caught my attention that stuff like that was really happening. I just knew it was Spyro. All I knew was it played a bit slower because of how much it chugs. But back on track here, this would have been perfect, in my opinion. I mean, it looks nice, it looks good. We have a location again, even if you don't know it's Dragonfly Dojo until you actually play the game. But it would entice you. It shouts Spyro. This shouts. I think to me, this artwork, this promo art, shouts Spyro on PS2.
Yeah.
Or next gen consoles.
Yeah, this absolutely does.
Big wasted opportunity, missed opportunity rather.
Yeah, totally. Okay, Attack of the Rhinox.
I remember seeing this one.
Just look at the full one.
And being like, I don't know what this is about. I guess Rhinox.
I didn't know this game existed for the longest time until I just randomly saw it in the store. I'm like, oh, look at that. It's another Spyro game I didn't know about, and then I didn't get it.
And then you proceeded to not buy it. Well, I mean, Activision, have you bought this? Have you bought the property early? Are we in Call of Duty? It's a fucking battlefield going on right now.
Exactly.
What is happening here? Spyro's in a fucking
I really like
war.
Spyro's pose. I think he looks really cute. I like that. All the Rhinox look like Norks for some reason.
Yeah, that's weird.
And I don't know what to make of the logo.
I like the logo. I like the little parchment. I like how like fantasy it feels.
Scroll.
The scroll, yeah. Do you search for treasure in this game? I mean, usually
No idea.
They reserve scrolls and parchment in titles like this when they want to drive the fantasy theme in. When it's like pirate themed or like treasure themed.
You're like searching for hearts of the lands or something. You gotta get like a special item from each land.
That's fucking weird. I do like Spyro's like looking back at you pose like, oh, look at this shit. What the fuck's happening?
It's like, yeah, what?
Oh god.
What's happening?
See that fire on the right side? I started that.
I started that. It was me.
It screams fantasy. I actually like that. You know, again, we've got a good, nice location here, even if it's, again, a little on that vague side. It's not like you can necessarily tell where he is, but it looks cool, you know?
It's funny because looking at this, I would think this is some kind of like strategy RPG or something.
It kind of shots that a little bit.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, I can't really see what they're doing too well, but it looks like a fucking war zone.
Yeah. I like how the Rhinox are kind of like going off to the side here, like of the Game Boy Advance bar.
Yeah.
Kind of like overlapping it.
Yeah, games did do that every so often. They're like, hey, look, we're dynamic.
Whoa, Spyro Adventure. Hold on, is this the PAL version?
Is it? It seems as such. Why the fuck is it called Spyro Adventure?
I don't know.
Hey, all my people in Europe, do y'all not know how to fucking title Spyro games?
Yeah, I don't. Spyro
No, this is
Adventure.
real. This one's real.
Yeah, it's real.
So they
What,
blew up the...
Is that Rhinox just dead in the front there?
Oh,
Just
of course
dead.
he is. Oh, of course.
How did I not notice that?
That mofo dead. So they remember in Korra when like she's in the spirit world and when she has to get somewhere they just woof as she's standing still and she just whooshes to her destination?
Yeah.
They did that with Spyro a little bit. He's kind of pulled up a bit more, so it's zoomed in a bit, and that's just the image I got.
Yeah.
That's the image I got in my head of him just going and just kind of zoomed in a bit more. He's closer to the chaos unfolding before him. Not that he minds, he's looking right at us. You can barely see that smoke now, just peeking out of the right-hand side.
Everything is closer.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, Spyro Adventure. Like...
That sounds like a mobile game.
It does. Yes. Yes. Oh my god, it does. It sounds so generic. Like, I don't... Yeah, and they could have blown up the logo a bit. It's a little too small, I think. Just a little bit more, not like a whole lot. Not too different otherwise, really. It just looks like they were repositioning things, kind of like with the OG Spyro 1 European art. They kind of just... It's the same thing, they just kind of reworked it, made it look a little bit more colorful.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
Interesting, though.
What are your thoughts on Spyro Adventure?
I mean, I didn't even know this existed until, like, right now when I saw it. Well, I mean, it doesn't really look any different, except everything is zoomed in. Maybe Adventure fits more with, like, the map logo.
I suppose, but it doesn't lend to, like, what Spyro's doing there, or, like, what's happening. I mean, at least Attack of the Rhinox...
he's having an adventure, but he always is.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. It's too vague. It's like the Japanese Spyro 2 logo, where it's like going through portals. Like, well, yeah, he does it all the time. That doesn't lend to what he's doing here. Why he's
going
here.
through portals. Yeah.
I mean,
I like how that's like the pretty much our interpretation of the title, going through portals.
I mean, at least with Crash, you know, for Game Boy, it was the huge adventure, and you've got, like, this big-ass Cortex looming over Crash, so you get what's happening. Even with the European one, XS, like, it's a weird, again, kind of generic title for it, but extra small. You understand what that means. You can still see Cortex looming in the background, all huge and shit. So the theme is still there. You can still get that context of what's going on. But here, Spyro Adventure, okay... he's in front of a bunch of Rhinox. That's about it. I mean...
Yep. I mean, I don't really have much to say about it. I like Spyro's pose, and that's about it.
Yeah. Oh, yes!
Spyro Orange. I didn't really... what year did this come out? Because I wasn't quite
Probably
sure.
like
I want to go in order, but I wasn't sure when this came out.
probably about 03 maybe.
Okay, that makes sense, because that's when Attack of the Rhinox came out, so. Anyway. Spyro Orange, Cortex Conspiracy. I like how he's charging through crates.
I
That
love
looks pretty
that.
cool.
That is like the best fucking thing. Like, you don't understand. When this crossover happened, I lost my shit. Like, I was all for this. I remember the commercials on TV, the little fucking cards you would get when you get like certain. I mean, they're doing stuff like that. They were doing the codes for CTR Nitrofield with I think it was the Sour Patch Kids or whatever. Here, is it Sour Patch Kids? Did I say that right? Am I thinking of the right thing? Okay. Because for some reason I was thinking of Cabbage Patch. Okay, that's where I got it mixed up. Anyway, sorry. But they did that similar thing with this crossover for promotional stuff. They would be like, oh, buy fruit by the foot or like gummy things, and you would get like little cards like you do in the game. And I only ever managed to get a Cortex one. But anyway, the thing here that I love,
I didn't know that.
it was awesome. It was radical. They fucking advertised the fuck out of this, and I loved it. Yes, Spyro Orange. We've got a ton of orange. You got the little featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series right there for Crash. Crates, for Crash Purple, it's like he's spinning through gems, but here it's letting you know that they're crossing worlds. The Cortex Conspiracy, the fact that it's again another nice little thing going on with the logo, but it's all like this orange fur, and that's super cool. Like for the Crash logo, it's like purple scales. Fur. I love it so much. Like how you said before that with Spyro 3, you would stare at that artwork all the time. I would stare at this all the time. And I just loved how cool. I mean, talk about dynamic, badass poses. Again, he's even more pissed. He's barreling through. He's got his more smoke than ever coming out of his nostrils. He's as they say, all fired up.
Yeah. I never had these games. I never played them.
I remember seeing gameplay screenshots from the other games we just went over, like Season of Ice and Flame, and those looked so weird to me because they were isometric. They reminded me more of like Rayman Hoodlum's Revenge, which is technically the sequel to Hoodlum Havoc. Again, weird Game Boy title with isometric, this isometric angle, but this was like a 2D side scroller, and I thought that fits Spyro much more. I don't know why the other games didn't do it this way. It is a bit generic because it's more of a minigames game than a platforming adventure, but there are still platforming elements in there. I like the 2D thing better than I think the isometric way they did it with the previous Game Boy games. But this background looks amazing. Again, Crash crates that Spyro's just barreling through. Is like an explosion going on behind him? What the hell is he doing? Did he blow up the Wumpa Islands?
I don't know.
I dig it. It was just, there was so much energy behind this era
I really like
right
the
here.
colors, though.
It's good. I mean, I don't know if, I don't think purple and orange are direct complementary colors, but they do so well together, and orange, some slight variants of orange are incorporated into Spyro's design already as it is, so I mean, it's good colors, good theming. I dig it.
Yeah. It looks good. And now here is...
What the fuck is that?
The Japanese one.
Really? I need a... Wait, I need... Whoa.
I can't find a good... I can't find a larger image.
That might be the only one they have. Oh my god. What? Okay. The Return of Anime Spyro.
So, this is Spyro Advance Exciting Friends Big Mission. I'm pretty sure that's what it says.
Okay. Why do they continue to draw him like this? Why does he look like a dinosaur?
He does look like a dinosaur.
He looks like fucking a little raptor or something.
He looks like... I know he does! He looks like a raptor. And he's still got the anime hair. And then you got the Japanese Crash there.
He's flaming Japanese Crash.
I know.
He's gonna fucking murder him.
You can't stand him. Taking a spotlight.
You saw the part where they were throwing Molotovs at each other? Molotov cocktails?
Yeah, my favorite part.
Oh my god. So
Why
I guess...
why is Spyro in the logo? Why is that in blue?
Is it blue? Oh shit, it is. Did
Like,
they finally...
I mean, he kind of looks blue too a little bit, but like he's like bluish purple. You can't really tell, but that is definitely in blue in the logo.
Did they finally realize that in Japan the color purple can signify death, so they changed his fucking color to like
No,
a
they finally realized it.
generic blue? I mean, they did it with Rayman. His body is not purple in the Japanese versions of his games. They're all blue.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, so the are his wings... Is this a clever coloring trick, or is it a miscoloration completely of his wings, looking like a bit translucent, like the sun's hidden them, like the way you can see a little bit through your fingers, kind of, you know? Is it...
Yeah.
Because they look really yellow here for some reason.
His wings are like colored the opposite of how they should be.
Yeah. That's very strange. His hair just looking like fucking cloud strife. Where are they? I mean, it's cool that he's like gliding, but is it just some field? Is it supposed to be Wumpa Island? Like, I don't know where he is.
I don't know. Because I don't know where this game takes place or like anything about it. Why does he have so many teeth? That's what scares me. He looks really scary.
He looks creepy with his mouth. And this mouth for him looks terrifying. Well, like I was saying, since it's crossing over worlds, he goes to the Wumpa Islands and Crash goes to the Dragon Realms. So, it just looks like fields he's going through. He's gliding past. I don't really know where he is, and you can't tell.
He's like going through Legend of Zelda. Like, what's happening?
Yeah, so you can't really tell because the logo's covering it up, and you could have made the logo a bit smaller, I guess. Yeah, this is weird. I don't know what to think about this one. I'm not much of a fan of these. I mean, why didn't they just kind of do this natural progression off of the fucking OG 1 or 2 Spyro renders? Like, do it like a little... I know there's different teams and whatnot, but it's like... You could pull inspiration. I mean, look at Crash. It looks the same. It's the same Japanese Crash from, like, the OG Night Dog games.
They never really figured out, like, how to make Spyro look in Japan. They never figured out, like, a proper, like, consistent look.
I mean, I think they nailed it on the head with the OG one. I don't know why, like I was saying, I don't know why they didn't just, like, do a 2D hand-drawn version of that.
Yeah. And then suddenly they're just like, yeah, anime.
Fucking Barney with a katana.
That'd be awesome.
As an epic fucking I love you, you love me remix plays in Japanese. Then it goes da 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 da.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's strange. I don't know what to think of this. I still think ours gets the point across a lot more. Everything's less intrusive. Because I think this is a weird example of where, because the American one works so well, with everything going on, like the logo being as big as it is and prominent, and the fact that you don't have much of like a background, but with what you do have, it definitely conveys what's going on with the theme of this crossover. Having the crates, and he's busting through them, and you've got your featuring Crash right there, you've got the big ass logo above it. Having a lack of a very detailed background actually works for the whole piece. Here, they're trying to do a Spyro 2 thing where they have this sprawling land that you can see Spyro going through, but this is having the opposite problem of Spyro 2, in my opinion, where it's just cluttered. You can see all this stuff happening around him, but here, the way it's framed, he's
can't see enough.
He's taking up like the 50% of. It's like in a diagonal pattern. If you cut this diagonally, he's taking up that 50% of the screen of the box art, and the rest of it is Crash, the logo, which is covering the entirety of the land, so you don't know where he is in that sense, and it's just very, very weird the way they composed it.
going back to how Spyro looks, it's funny how it like goes against everything that we usually know about Japanese box art compared to American box art. Cause like, you know how on American box art it's usually like the character is like, you know, really mean looking and just like, ugh, yeah, I'm cool. And then on Japanese one, it's like, yeah, everything's nice and happy. It's like,
Yeah.
why does he look super scary though? Why does he look mean with his like giant teeth and giant claws? Like, what are you doing?
Well, remember what Hunter said. They have claws like this and teeth like this, and they spit fire like that.
Spit fire like this, puh, right at Crash, right in his face.
Right at Bandicoots.
Hunter was right. Hunter was just describing Japanese Spyro this whole time.
He's seen him in another life.
He saw him in his nightmares.
Spyro came to him in dreams.
He was telling tricks to him in dreams.
Spitting fire at him in small spurts. Woof, woof. What the hell is? What is this? Next
I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
Next.
We're just stealing jokes from other people. Okay.
Oh yes.
All right, Hero's Tale.
Oh my god.
So this looks like a movie poster, and it's awesome.
Do you know why that is?
It's because it was like, because it was probably like painted by some dude.
I'm glad you said some dude so I can educate you. This was in fact done by Drew Struzan.
Yeah, that guy. See, when I said
fucker.
some dude, I was thinking of that guy, but I didn't know his name.
No, I needed to double check this, so before we recorded this, I looked it up, and I was like, oh shit, it really was him. So, all you out there who know the fucking iconic Star Wars posters and covers, Harry Potter, like the first two, Indiana Jones, Back to the Future, yeah, it's same guy, did this one too, and it screams that. It screams it because of how the characters are positioned and posed. I love it so much. It's super, super cool.
The only thing I don't like is how, like, I don't like where Blink is placed. He looks like, what is he standing on? Like,
yeah, this both harkens back to and somewhat lesser so, but still somewhat suffers from the Spyro 3 problem, where they're not, I mean, they're in a void kind of, but you do have a location. You have some like generic Hogwarts-ass castle in the background, but yeah, they look like they're in a void. We don't know what Blink is standing on. I love how just prominent and fucking dead-ass serious Spyro looks. It's really cool. They finally figured out how to, like, really pose Spyro and how to, like, you know, position him and make him look. You have Sergeant Bird, Hunter, just everyone you get to play as, once again, like with Spyro 3. Sparks chilling out, looking all happy and whatnot. You got the purple and gold again, colorization coming back. Looks real, real nice.
the logo's really cool too. I like the shield with a little gem in it.
Yeah, I love that logo. And I think that gem's supposed to be a dark gem because it's purple, but it's got little like a little texture on it, like little designs in it. So I think it's supposed to be a dark gem.
Also, is that a castle in the back? Like, what's the castle?
That's what I was saying. It looks like some generic Hogwarts-ass castle. I don't know if I don't know
like, are they going to Hogwarts? What's happening?
I don't know if Red has a castle. I don't know if Spyro's a first year. I'm not really sure what's going on here. But just how everyone's positioned. I think also the way Hunter's bow kind of like in its natural arcing way, like it kind of like rounds out that part on the bottom right. So it kind of feels tight-knit, but not as cluttered as like OG Spyro 3's kind of looked. Or no, Reignited Spyro 3 artwork kind of looked, because you had a lot more space in that one, so but they still kind of were huddled together. Here, it all just seems to work with how they're layered.
I like how Sergeant Bird, like the stream of his jetpack is like curving along with the bow.
Yeah, no, it all flows together. It's real nice. He really thought of how to position everything, how the colors and the sparks and not sparks, the sparks and the like particles and stuff are all supposed to go.
Sparks looks crazy. He's just like, ah.
His eyes look a little too, no pun intended, kind of bug-eyed, but like, I like the way he looks. He looks nice. This redesign frame was a little strange at first, but I warmed up to it pretty quickly because they changed like the shape of his head a lot, gave him a more rounded out head.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
But with the way it's positioned, no one character is. I mean, Hunter's technically in front, but no one is necessarily obscuring one another. Like with Spyro 3, Spyro was fucking prominent with a godly ass, with lighting behind him that was obscuring everyone else, ironically. But no, here it's like really balanced, and it's just a really nice piece to look at.
Yeah, it's like this cover is mostly perfect with the exception of Bling standing on nothing.
Bling's pose too I thought was always funny because it looks like he's just like, hey, welcome.
It looks like he's just in a T-pose and they just placed him there.
Half a T-pose. He's like, welcome to my castle.
It's his castle.
It's his.
Alright. Can we talk about how much I don't like this because I always thought Spyro looked hella fat.
He doesn't look fat to me. He just looks like in an oddly human position.
Right, no, but he's like, no, he
like a
looks
superhero.
so, for some reason he looks so chunky. Like his proportions are off.
I don't know. He doesn't look too chunky to me.
I don't know. Something about the proportions are off. Maybe it's just the way his, like, arms are positioned.
Well, do you think it's probably because we're seeing his full underbelly for, like, the first time in a pose like this?
Maybe. Why? Can his arms even move like that? Why is he... You're right. He's just in a weird human-like position.
He always looked like, I mean, right here it looks like when he lands from wherever the fuck he's gliding, that he'll just land on his hind legs and, again, be upright and look really weird.
Why does he look like that?
I don't know.
Oh my god. Something about it is really weird.
I don't know if an animal with his kind of limbs and whatnot, like his skeletal structure, could actually bend their front paws like that, front legs like that. I'm not too sure.
He looks very, what's the word, like stocky.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a very weird pose that was, like, unique to this game because I've never seen it anywhere else.
I don't know. I've never liked this. I like the background. Like, I like the sparkles and, like, the color of the background. That's fine.
Is it sparkles?
The logo's weird, but...
I thought those were, like, stars. I thought he was, like, gliding through the night.
Yeah, well, it's more like they're just sparkling around him. Like, because if they were stars, they'd be kind of everywhere, but you can see they stop.
At certain... Oh, God, you're right. Well, oh, man, you just ruined that for me. I thought that was, like, a night sky it was going through. I was like, oh, I guess that's... Since
no,
I
it's
first
just, like,
saw it.
some kind of blue background, and he's just, like, radiating a godly glow.
Of course. Except this time, again, it's just him on the fucking art. Like... Yeah, that logo's very weird. That like, fucking... What is that? Like, some kind of weird circular, like, Aurora Borealis-ass thing going on?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
No. It looks like the swords are revealing light.
Oh my god, you're right! It looks exactly like that.
More Yu-Gi-Oh! References, but, I mean, no, it really does.
Yes.
I like how, because typically you would use this for a fantasy, again, ish type of thing, but the font for Shadow Legacy just... I think because Shadow Legacy is so small, it's hard to read it from an angle or from a distance like this. I don't know about that font choice for it being so small like that. It makes it really hard to read.
Yeah. Can't really see what it says. Like, yeah, it's not a very good font choice, and it's very small, and it's just something about this cover's very weird. Like, this screams weird, and, like, the game itself, it is a weird experience, and which I've never experienced before, because I've never played it, but
Same.
I've seen some of it. I've seen other people play it, and I'm just like, what the hell? What is this?
It's very enigmatic. I have no idea what this game is about. All I know is that it borrows a few elements from Hero's Tale. So this is like a semi quote-unquote sequel to it, as far as I've heard. I have never seen much of this game. Never, of course, never played it. It radiates some type of energy. What that is, that's up to your interpretation. Because I couldn't tell you what the fuck. It's not bad. I don't think I would call it necessarily like amazing either. Because again, it's just doing shit that other box arts have done and just placing them in a fucking background. But
it's
like
some kind of weird experimental like phase of Spyro.
it really was before the true shit started to go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know how to feel about this one.
I don't know.
But this was kept the same between the two versions, though, right?
Yeah, there's no different version of this.
Okay.
This looks wrong. Something about it looks wrong.
I don't know if that means that the European team finally fucking gave up, or and just went, give us yours. That's fine. We won't meddle with this much. Or I guess they just wanted to unify it across all versions, all regions. But yeah.
Yeah. As far as I know, nothing has changed. Like, from the box arts for, like, A Hero's Tale in this.
Yeah.